it's Ian from RTO here. Welcome to Retro Ranking, back to its usual format after the last couple of weeks. And today we are looking at a Rockabilly band, was part of that Rockabilly revival in the 80s, Stray Cats. Formed in 1979, and they are from a little town called Massapequa in Long Island, New York. And of course the legendary lineup is Brian Setzer on guitars and vocals, the double bass Lee Rocker, and the simplest drummer with a couple of cymbals and a snare and a bass, Mr. Slim Jim Phantom. Very successful band. They moved to the UK and they really took off here in the UK. They had hits in Australia and Canada, but it took them a little while to actually get popular in the USA. So they were more popular here than in the USA, which I find hard to believe, but there you go. But they made some great records, and I've chose my favourite top 10 songs from the Stray Cats. So we'll get started. Coming in at number 10 then is a song called Built for Speed. It was released, it's an album called Built for Speed, which came out in 1982 in America, and basically it songs from their first two UK releases. This is where I find it strange. They released two albums in the UK, doing very well, but they didn't release them in America, so they put them both together and added these tracks on, one called Built for Speed. One of the things about I like this track, that I love that very simple drum, and if you watch them in concert, Slim Jim stands up all the time. He doesn't sit down, just bangs away on the old little drums. He keeps a steady beat. Got Lee Rocker on his double bass, and that's what I like about this track. It's very simple but great. Some great guitar work from Brian. Love that track. Absolutely brilliant track. Okay, coming in at number 9. This was a single from 1983. She's Sexy and 17. Reached number 29 in the UK, but got to number 5 in the USA. So it did a little bit better over in the States. I love the guitar work on Brian on this. It's just that classic 50s sound. His guitars are fantastic. You know, he's got a Gibson and a Gretsch, and they're built for playing rock and roll. You know, the big sort of semi-acoustic sounding, so it gets that really nice sound. Really good track that is. Love that one. Okay, then we come to 1989 for number 8, a single that was released but didn't chart anywhere, and it's the fantastic Gene and Eddie. Obviously it's a tribute to Gene, Vincent, Eddie Cochran, and the way they do this is brilliant. Mixing up riffs, lines and names of songs by both. It's very clever, and I think it's a great track. Really like that one. And coming in at number 7, gets 1981, another song that didn't chart anywhere, and this is another great track, Little Miss Prissy. Real good old fashioned rock and roll. Love that little riff at the start. Great track, great guitar work from Brian. He is such a fantastic guitar player. He's not just got obviously the Stray Cats, he's got the big band, and even some of that stuff's great as well. Okay, then coming in at number 6, go to stay in the late 80s and mid 80s, 1983, and you got to number 90, Rebels Rule. This has got a Bo Diddley sort of start. That famous dun 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 that you got from Bo. Great track. Love this track. Brilliant stuff. Okay, coming in at number 5, we go to their debut album, Stray Cats, from 1981. Well, the first album they released here in the UK, and it's Rumble in Brighton. I love this. That double bass from Lee Rocker. The guitar work from Brian. It's a great little track. There's a full concert on YouTube. I'll put it in I'm going to put that actually in the links in the description box, because it's absolutely brilliant concert. Sat and actually watched it yesterday afternoon with my mate Lee come for dinner, and afterwards we sat there having a sip in a glass of something, watching the Stray Cats. It was brilliant, and they opened up with Rumble in Brighton, and it's a brilliant track. Love the Slim Jims jumping on that. It's terrific. Okay then, coming in at number 4, another single from 1981, got to number 57, You Don't Believe Me. That double bass from Lee Rocker. Ooh. Watching him play is fantastic. Some great work again from Brian. He's just a fantastic guitarist. Okay, we got to the top 3. Well, if you know the Stray Cats, you know that the top 3 are going to be these 3. So coming in at number 3, we go to 1981. Got to number 9 in both here and America, and it's the classic Rock This Town. I love that. Great track. Doesn't matter how many times you hear it, what a track. Brilliant stuff. Okay, number 2. One of the first things we heard, I think, by this fantastic band. They came over here, broke, went into a studio, and they come up with this little belter. Runaway Boys. 1981. Got to number 9 in the UK. What I like about that is that dumba 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 dum from Lee, all the way through, straight down the double bass. Love the guitar work in this from Brian, and the little backing vocals from Slim Jim and Lee. Brilliant. Remember seeing this on Top of the Pops, and it made us all look up and go, ooh. Even my dad. Yeah, he thought it was the best thing they'd had on Top of the Pops in 10 years or more. Yeah, great track. Brilliant stuff. So my number 1, it's been my number 1 for a long time. Came out in 1981. Number 11 in the UK, number 3 in the USA. The Stray Cat Strut. What a track. Just love the double bass in this from Jim. It's just a bluesy rock, jazz sort of thing. It's absolutely brilliant track. And it's got a little story about this song. Went on a cruise. Well, when my dad retired, he sort of took us on holiday, and we went on a cruise, and there was a band on this boat, and they were called Rock the Boat. If you've been on a cruise, and you must have heard of this band, if you went with a certain cruise line, not the one that's in trouble, and the first night with that, you know, you go in there, the first 2 tracks we heard were Handled With Care and this. And that are brilliant. I just love this track. I've actually put in the playlist, I've actually put the live version from that concert because it's one of the best versions of that song. Okay, I have got some honourable mentions today, which we haven't had for a little while. The first one is from 1982. Wasn't released as a single in the States or the UK, but it was released in France, and it did quite well. Baby Blue Eyes. It's got it's just a great rock and roll track with a great solo from Brighton. Then we have the next one comes from an album called Gunna Bull from 1981, Crying Shame. Again, a great track, great rock and roll again. Love that one to bits. And my last one today is from the album Rant and Ray from 1983, 18 Miles to Memphis. Some amazing drumming here. It's amazing what you can do with a little drum kit. I love the lyrics when there's goes through what they eat in 2014 cans of this, and it's just an amazing piece of storytelling as well. Great track. All of them are great tracks, and that's why they're all in the playlist today. Not just the top 10, they're all there. And there's quite a few live versions of these tracks from that gig. But if you want to, watch the whole of that gig from Brixton Academy in 2004, I did put the link in the description box. Okay, that's all for us today. Back tomorrow with Marathon Wednesday, and it is part 6 of the Paul McCartney story, and we've come to the end of the story, and we're going to look at all Paul McCartney's solo albums. There's some good ones, and there's some not so good ones, and yeah, it's going to be a good little show. So join me for that. If you like what we're doing and enjoy it, don't forget to hit that subscribe so you don't miss out on the shows. We have shows every day covering everything from rockabilly to heavy metal to thrash metal. There's no boundaries on this channel. It's all about the appreciation of good music. So I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.